Imagine waking up in a hospital bed with no memory of how you got there. Detectives are standing over you, and they aren't there to offer comfort. They want to know why you were speeding away from a brutal murder scene. This is the situation facing Karen Krupp. She lives a quiet, comfortable life in a prosperous upstate New York suburb, where the biggest concerns are usually lawn maintenance and local school boards. But the safety of that suburb evaporates on a Tuesday night. Tom Krupp returns home to find the door unlocked and dinner abandoned. A tomato is half sliced on a cutting board. The stove is on and the house is empty. Tom finds Karen's purse, wallet, and cell phone sitting untouched in their bedroom. She never would have left the house on her own without them. Police eventually find Karen across town in a dangerous neighborhood. She had been driving like a bat out of hell, running red lights until she lost control and slammed her car into a utility pole, leaving her with severe amnesia. While Karen is being rushed to the hospital, detectives find a body just blocks from the crash site. A man has been shot dead inside an abandoned restaurant. Detectives are left with a massive contradiction. A housewife from a quiet suburb found bleeding in a derelict neighborhood near a professional execution. Geographical proximity links the two events. A tragic accident and a cold-blooded murder are now parts of the same investigation, and the police have to decide if Karen is a witness or a killer. The investigation quickly turns up a specific clue: a pair of pink rubber gloves with a floral print, discarded in a parking lot near the restaurant. Forensics show that the tire tracks driven over those gloves perfectly match the tires on Karen Krupp's car. Then there's the phone call. Records show that Karen received a call on the house landline from an untraceable burner phone at 8:17 p.m., just minutes before she abandoned her dinner and fled the house. This chain of evidence destroys the image of a confused victim. The untraceable call and the tracks in the parking lot suggest Karen knew exactly where she was going. When Karen's memory finally returns, the truth is even more complex. She was at that restaurant, and she knew the man on the floor. The victim was Robert Traynor, a man from her previous life in Las Vegas. He was her first husband, and he was violently abusive. To escape him, Karen had faked her own death. She left her car at the Hoover Dam and disappeared, spending years building a new identity in New York to ensure he could never find her. The police believe the motive is clear. Robert Traynor finally tracked her down. To protect her new life, she shot him, dropped the gloves, and fled in a state of total panic. Changing your name and moving halfway across the country is rarely enough to bury a violent history. While Karen deals with the police, a second threat is watching her from right across the street: her neighbor, Bridget. Bridget appears to be a supportive friend, but she hides a secret history. She had a passionate affair with Tom Krupp just before he met Karen, and she never got over him. Bridget's jealousy turned into a dangerous obsession. She began sneaking into the Krupps' house when they were out, trying on Karen's clothes, and even cutting her hair to match Karen's style. On the night Robert Traynor was killed, Bridget was out prowling the same neighborhood where the murder occurred. The danger of an execution blocks away is suddenly overshadowed by the danger of the woman living next door, someone who has spent weeks learning your secrets. An anonymous tip leads the police to raid the Krupp house with a search warrant. Inside a toolbox in the garage, detectives find the murder weapon. Karen is arrested on the spot. But the case shifts again when the forensic team processes the back door of the murder scene. They find a set of unidentified fingerprints. These prints perfectly match the ones the police lifted from inside Karen's personal dresser drawers. They belong to Bridget. Karen Krupp is now trapped between her own violent past and an obsessed neighbor who is determined to steal her life. To see how this standoff ends, read the psychological thriller A Stranger in the House by Shari Lapena.